Tuesday, April 21st, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. to order. First item on the agenda is the public notice to conduct a meeting by telephone. And at this time, I'll have Nicole call roll so we know who's all present on the phone.
Okay. Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack, Counselor Mack,
Yes.
and President Schmitz is here, and Counselor Schultz is here. Counselor Christian,
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
okay. And Roger, you're here as well, correct?
That's correct. Thank you, Nicole.
All right. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to receive and order it filed.
I'll offer that motion.
Second, Christian.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Roll call.
Aye.
Oh, roll call.
Aye.
There you go again. Nicole, roll.
Counselor Fisher,
I knew
Yes.
I'd do it.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Christian,
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Item number 2, consent agenda items. What's your wishes?
I'll offer a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Second.
Second, Lisa.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion on them, anybody? Hear none? All in favor, say aye.
Call.
Oh,
Oh, roll call. Nicole, please.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Christian,
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Item number 3, old business. Ordinance number 2020-038, fifth series, second consideration. And I'm sure Roger wants to read that, right?
Absolutely, especially over the phone. So,
All right. Entertain a motion to waive the reading
And adopt the ordinance.
and adopt ordinance.
I can do them, but I don't want to do them.
Should we have Les do them? Go for it.
I'll offer a motion to waive the second reading and adopt the ordinance number 2020-038, fifth series, amending Chapter 9 of the City Code of the City of New Ulm relative to solar energy system standards.
Second,
Counselor.
Fisher.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion on it? Anybody? Hear none? Finance Director, huh? Call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Christian,
yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Item number 4, new business. Plot to the Herman Heights Park.
Actually, that's 3.2.
That 3.2, yes. Oh, yeah, Herman. Yep, sorry.
Okay.
3.2.
Counselors, before you is recommendations to have Bolton and Mink prepare a plat for Herman Heights Park, dividing the park into actually physically defining those boundaries and separating the monument from the rest of the park. So when we do apply for grants, the grants specifically apply to the monument area and not account for the whole park. Again, looking at this, if this is something you don't want to move forward with, Bolton and Mink will just plat the street as normal. But staff is recommending really defining those boundaries of the park, as you can see in the exhibit, calling the park out as shown there in those 4 different sections. And it would be a cost of $3,000 for Bolton and Mink to do that work.
All right, thank you, Chris. I guess I don't see any problem with it. I think it should be done. And anybody else have any concerns?
I agree. I think it makes a lot of sense to get that platted out now and then just be done with it. So I'm going to go ahead and authorize Bolton and Mink to prepare a plat of Herman Heights Park for an additional cost of $3,000.
Do we have a second?
Mac.
Larry?
Larry? Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on it? Seeing none? Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Christian, Counselor Christian,
He's eating a
Yes.
sandwich.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item number 4.1, 2021 budget calendar schedule for budget work session. And that's scheduled for Tuesday, August 18, 2020, at City Hall after the council meeting, I believe it was, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and offer a motion to approve the 2021 budget calendar and set a date for the budget work session on Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, following the regular city council meeting at City Hall Council Chambers.
We have a second?
Second, Christian.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Anybody have anything on, problem with any of the dates that are in front of you?
My only question, and it can certainly be dealt with at a later time, is we don't know the full effect of COVID-19 and what that's going to look like for 2021. I just read this morning that the city of Bloomington's looking at a 20 or 25% reduction in revenue as a result of COVID, and we're going to feel the effects of it too. And I'm nervous that we approve a budget too early that won't be realistic for what our tax revenue is going to be. So I think we can still go ahead and approve this, but I think we'll have to just wait and kind of see and then modify our dates. if
The
we
reality
need
is,
to.
the schedule doesn't have us approving a budget until
Right.
the middle of September.
Right.
At that point,
This
when
is-
we have to have it into the county anyway.
And I think we all kind of know that. It's just to keep it in the back of my mind, we might need to delay some dates here. But preliminarily, it's fine.
Anybody else have any comments, concerns? All right. Seeing none? Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack? Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries.
Nicole, I wonder if you pull that mic closer to you if they're
can
not
try
hearing you. Let's try that.
Item 4.2, joint powers agreement with the state of Minnesota. This is a routine deal, but
Yeah, counselors. Again, this is a routine deal that we do every couple of years. This is just a renewal of the joint power agreement between the state of Minnesota and the city of New Ulm. Again, this just helps us add, modify, delete connectivity systems and tools over the life of the agreement. It helps us. It helps us with our security and data network between the justice systems and the state and the city.
I'm familiar with this. This is something that we have to utilize in my business as well, and something you just have to have on record, signatures for safety and security. So I'll go ahead and offer the resolution, waive the reading, approving a joint powers agreement with the state of Minnesota, acting through its Department of Public Safety, the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and the city of New Ulm on behalf of the prosecuting attorney and police department to use systems and tools available over the state criminal justice data communications network for which the city is eligible.
do we have a second?
Second, Fisher?
Okay. We have a motion and a second to offer resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion? Anybody have anything? Seeing none, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian? Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion
Still eating
carries.
that sandwich.
Yeah, he's still on that. All right, item 4.3, set a date for a public hearing on the 2020 surface reconstruction projects. That's just set a public hearing. That's for Tuesday, May 19, 2020 at 4:30 p.m.
I'll move that based on what it's stating. For 2020 public surface reconstruction project for May 19th, 2020 at 4:30.
Second. Mac.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack, Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Christian, Counselor Christian,
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Item 4.4, appointment of the Planning Commission. And we have Ashley
Ox.
Ox
Ox.
to be appointed to fill the place of Dina Porter.
I'll move that.
Second, Fisher.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Christian,
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. Item 4.5.
Mr. President, did we do 4.3?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
All right, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Item 4.5,
4.5.
discussion on the plan for reopening the city facilities. Chris?
All right. This item, is just for discussion. Basically, things that you as counselors need to kind of start thinking about a little bit. Again, we don't have a crystal ball. We still have to wait for what the governor is going to do sometime next week on if he's going to extend or not. But some things that we as city staff are taking into consideration, especially for the park and rec facilities and the library facilities, is hours of operation, date of actually opening, especially with parks and rec, and potentially library, getting that summertime help. We haven't advertised at this point in time. We need to advertise, get those people hired and trained, especially with lifeguards. If we're going to open the pool, they need to get their training because I'm sure they haven't been keeping up with that at this point in time. What we're going to do with programming. Library at this point would like to cancel all programming until August. But again, that's a decision we can make. Limiting patrons coming in. Are we okay with doing that? And then, again, one of my top priorities is just staff safety, making sure staff is healthy so we can provide the services. And then, looking at what other facilities we would like to keep closed. I think the community center still should be closed at least until July or August, just because that's the target population.
This is Counselor Fisher.
Yes.
This is Counselor Fisher. There's some music background that is coming through.
Yeah, one of you
I can't-
have
It's the oth-
some
No, I bet it's the other phone.
background. No. The other phone?
The other phone, if nobody ever called in, the music would continue to play.
Oh,
That person said she was calling in.
We can move that.
here.
And Chris's microphone was cutting in and out.
We moved it a little closer, so see if this works better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that better, Lisa? Can you hear?
Oh, I thought that was.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. So looking at what we're going to do, staff is going to create a plan, and then we'll wait until we hear what the governor's actions are. We'll tweak that plan, and then on May 5th at the council meeting, we'll present that plan to the council, and we can make any tweaks at that time. And so that's kind of just food for thought. You can mull over for the next couple of weeks, kind of get your bearings on what you think we should do as the city. Like I was saying, the community center I still think should be closed just because that's the target population at this point in time, but still have LSS prepare the Meals on Wheels out of that facility. But again, that decision can be made on May 5th and how we move forward with things at this time. Because again, May 4th, the virus just doesn't magically disappear. It's still out there. Social distancing, I think, is still going to be a thing. So it's just stuff to consider at this point.
But couldn't the library, and maybe the library board's talked about this, but would they have the easiest capability of reopening by only allowing a certain number of people to come in? And
They can do that. And that's stuff that they have talked about, maybe setting up some type of appointment schedule. You have to schedule to come. You get
Or whatever,
you know,
yeah. I think, our citizens are wanting that
They are.
information again, and
Yeah.
we need to open up at some point, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I was thinking of all the places that the library probably has the easiest way to control non-groups,
Yeah.
where it's 5 people at one, no more than 5 people in the building at one time, or whatever that might be.
Yeah.
But
You know,
the
and
other
so-
ones are a lot of group stuff. You know, at Vogel, at Senior Center,
Yeah.
it's all groups where it's going to be harder to control that, and it might be with mass or without, or so. Yeah, I think you got some work to do on that. But I'm hoping the library can open up maybe quicker than the other
Yeah.
facilities.
And I think that could be a possibility. You know, I'll work with the library director to really hammer that out.
Right.
You know, whether it's reduced hours just so they have time to clean before, clean after, you know, limiting use of computers and things like that. Those are things we do need to work out. You know, and so we'll come with a more full-fledged plan on the 5th, and then we can make, you guys, you as the council can make recommendations and changes
Right.
as you see fit.
I agree. I like your idea because we don't really have an idea until we know what the governor's going to tell us we can and can't do. So go ahead, Lisa.
Oh, I just was going to echo some of those same thoughts that Councilor Schultz had, is that, and I'm not sure of what the library is doing now, if there's any access, but like even packaging up books if somebody calls in, do they have it? Are they doing some kind of service right now
At this
to the
point,
public, or is it pretty much cut off?
at this point, no, they are pushing for online to do e-checkout and things of that nature. They are looking at doing curbside pickup in the near future, and then book drop and things
Yeah.
like that, because, you know, dropping off books, you know, if there is a potential virus on those pages, they need to sit for 3 to 9 days because they're not disinfecting the book. So how do you manage that? And again, maybe it's opening the Dropbox up on Monday, letting people drop off books, locking it up, letting those books sit in there till Friday, empty on Friday, and then repeat that process. So we're looking at a lot of different options to do things, and what's going to be, for lack of a better term, the best practice of getting it up and running to some capacity.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, and I agree with as far as keeping the other facilities still locked down until we have a better direction from the governor on opening up some of those other facilities and, you know, fitness areas and so forth.
Perfect.
Okay.
That is all I have.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
motion
then
here.
we'll need a motion to suspend.
Yep,
the
I'll
rules.
offer a motion to suspend the rules to take up the addendum.
We have a second?
Second, Fisher.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. Any more discussion? All in favor? Oh, Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Christian,
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. We'll go on to an addendum under new business. State law allowing restaurants to sell alcohol with takeout meals. Chris?
Counselors, this is a new, an emergency law that was just passed on April 17th. So that was Friday and went into effect on April 18th. This law would effectively lift expire when the governor lifts the executive order requiring the closures of bars and restaurants. What this law does is allow any restaurant to sell up to 72 ounces in a single order of malt liquor, hard seltzers, or cider, and 750 milliliters of wine, which effectively turns out to be a 6-pack and 1 bottle of wine. And restaurants that do not have an off-sale license currently would only be able to sell this alcohol when someone is coming to their establishment to pick up that meal. They are not able to deliver it. And so staff recommendation is to allow this to happen and not opt out, as this is a very limited time for those restaurants to do not have an off-sale license to conduct this type of business.
I know we have to do everything we can to continue to support our businesses, so I'm gonna, let's see, do we need a resolution on this?
No, you just received the notice of the state law.
All right, so I'm gonna offer a resolution of the new state law that allows restaurants to sell alcohol with takeout meals to expire when the executive order is lifted.
Do we have a second?
Is that the-
Second, Max.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Roger Hibbert, I just thought I should clarify, this new law applies to restaurants that have an existing on-sale license. So I think the way it may have been described at this point is just restaurants can do this. The restaurant has to have an on-sale license. This would allow them to also sell off-sale the beer up to 72 ounces and 1 bottle of wine with a meal.
Okay, thank you, Roger. Anybody else? Seeing none? Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Christian,
Yes.
President Schmitz.
Yes, motion carries. With no more business, meeting adjourned.